Ever catch yourself staring at a dusty old shelf, wondering where all the crap from your life ends up? That's the sneaky genius of dust in the wind. It sneaks up like a gentle breeze, then slaps you with the cosmic joke that we're all just temporary specks in some infinite sandbox. Kansas dropped this bombshell back in '77, and it's still blowing minds, from boomers nursing their vinyl regrets to zoomers discovering it in some viral meme about existential dread. But hold on, what if I told you this serene acoustic number, with its finger-picked melancholy and those haunting violin swells, was born from a guitarist's lazy practice session, dismissed by his band as too wimpy for their prog rock egos? Yeah, we're peeling back the layers on a tune that whispers sweet nothings about mortality, yet somehow became a radio staple that outlived disco and shoulder pads. Stick around, because buried in this dust storm are secrets like a Native American poem that sparked the lyrics, a wife's offhand comment that saved it from oblivion, and the bizarre afterlife where it soundtracks everything from bogus time travel flicks to heavy metal makeovers.
By the end, you'll be humming it while questioning your life choices. Cheers to that.
Let's rewind to the ignition point, where this philosophical earworm sparked to life in the most unglamorous way imaginable. Picture Kerry Livgren, Kansas's resident guitar wizard and chief songwriter, lounging in his Topeka digs around 1974. He's not channeling some divine muse or dropping acid in a cornfield. Nope, he's just grinding through finger exercises on his acoustic guitar, trying to keep those digits nimble for the band's epic prog jams. You know, the kind of practice that makes your hands cramp and your brain numb. But then fate, or more accurately his wife Dana, wanders in. She overhears this delicate arpeggio pattern and drops the bomb. "That's really pretty. You should make a song out of that." Kerry chuckles, probably thinking, "Sure, honey, and next I'll write a ballad about laundry." But the seed's planted. Now, Kerry's no stranger to deep thoughts. He's been thumbing through a book of Native American poetry, and one line leaps out like a prairie fire. "For all we are is dust in the wind." Boom, there's your hook. He marries that poetic gut punch to his finger workout, scribbling lyrics that unpack the brutal truth of impermanence. I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. That's not just pretty words. It's a sly nod to how time slips through our fingers faster than a bad poker hand. Kerry's drawing from ancient vibes here, echoes of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, where everything's vanity, a casing after the wind. But he's not preaching. He's pondering his own rock star bubble, wondering if all the arena lights and groupie glances amount to zilch in the grand scheme. What if Dana hadn't piped up? Would Kerry have shelved it, and we'd be stuck without this anthem for every midlife crisis? Imagine Kansas powering through without their soft side. Pure prog pomposity, no chaser. Hilarious, right? But nah, this little ditty was destined to disrupt their electric symphony. Fast forward to the album Saga, where Dust in the Wind fights for its spot on point of no return like an underdog in a bar brawl. Kansas is riding high off Leftoverture in '76, with Carry On Wayward Son blasting from every car radio. But there's still those Midwestern prog nerds trying to out-epic Yes or Genesis without the British accents. Kerry brings this acoustic nugget to rehearsals, and the band's reaction? Crickets followed by eye rolls. "Too folky," they grumble. "We're Kansas, not Kansas the folk duo. Where's the bombast, the keyboards, the violin solos that make ears bleed?" Steve Walsh, the singer with pipes like a tornado siren, probably wondered how he'd belt this whispery thing without sounding like a lost Cat Stevens. But Kerry demos it at home, layering in that signature violin from Robbie Steinhardt, who turns it into a weeping willow of sound. Enter producer Jeff Glixman, the unsung hero who hears gold in the quiet. He's like, "Lads, this is your ticket to crossover heaven. Play it or regret it." They cave, tucking it onto the album as track 2, right after the title cut's symphonic swagger. Recording's a breeze compared to their usual marathon sessions. No endless takes, just raw vulnerability captured in a few passes. But launch drama? Oh, it simmers. The label, Kirshner Records, pushes Point of No Return as the lead single. Makes sense. It's got that seafaring prog punch. Dust lingers as an afterthought until radio DJs flip the script, spinning it on AOR stations where it sneaks into soft rock playlists. Suddenly, it's climbing charts in '78, peaking at number 6 on Billboard, their only top 10 hit. Imagine the band's faces, their wimpy track outselling their rockers.
Priceless.
And here's a quirky fact. The single's B-side is Paradox, a frantic prog beast, like the label's way of saying, "See, we're still intense."
What if they'd buried it deeper on the album? Would it have gathered dust on shelves or sparked a folk prog revolution? Nah, fate's a funny bastard. It turned a reluctant add-on into the album's heartbeat, selling over 3 million copies and proving even prog gods need a breather. Now the ascent to legend, where Dust in the Wind sheds its album filler skin and becomes a cultural vortex, sucking in fans from all corners. Released as a single in January '78, it starts slow, like a dust devil building steam, then explodes across formats. Rock stations love the violin drama. Adult contemporary digs the introspection. Even country folks nod along to the finger-picking. By spring, it's everywhere, certified gold faster than you can say existential crisis. Kansas tours it relentlessly, transforming arenas into temporary therapy sessions, crowds sway, lighters flicker, and suddenly prog rock's got a sensitive side. But the real legend builds in the ripples. Enter the covers and pop culture hijacks. Scorpions amp it up in 2001 with Strings and Klaus Meiner's Wail, turning melancholy into metal opera. Sarah Brightman goes operatic in '98, making it sound like a lost area from some dusty cathedral. Even Muppets get in on it in a '79 episode, with Gonzo crooning to chickens. Absurd gold. Then there's the film nods. In Bill and Amp, Ted's Excellent Adventure, the duo quotes, "All we are is dust in the wind, like stoner philosophers, cementing it for Gen X." Old School in 2003 blasts it during a funeral scene, blending laughs with lumps in throats. And get this obscure nugget. In the '80s, a fan letter to Kerry reveals a guy who credits the song with pulling him from suicide's edge. Talk about impact beyond charts. Kerry himself evolves. By 1980, he's a born-again Christian, retrofitting the lyrics to fit biblical wisdom, like "nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky," echoing eternal truths. But pre-conversion, it's pure humanism, a cheeky reminder that our dreams are just the same. They pass before mice, a curiosity. What if Kansas had leaned harder into acoustics? Could they've birthed a whole subgenre of prog folk, with flutes and fiddles ruling the airwaves? Instead, it stands alone, a lone wolf hit that dragged prog into the mainstream, influencing everyone from Dream Theater's ballads to Coldplay's stadium size. Legend status? Locked in, with over 500 million streams today, proving dust never truly settles. Diving into the enduring impact and quirky aftermath, Dust in the Wind morphs from hit single to timeless talisman, infiltrating culture like sand in your shoes. Post '78, it becomes the go-to for pondering life's fragility. TV shows like Highlander use it for immortal angst, while The Simpsons parodies it in an episode where Homer philosophizes over donuts. Musically, it spawns odd tributes. A bluegrass version by Newgrass Revival in '81 turns it twangy, and in 2005 a techno remix floats in European clubs, because why not dance to Doom? Quirky fact, Kerry's original demo tape, with its raw acoustic vibe, fetches collector bucks on eBay, like buried treasure from Topeka's vaults. The song's ripple effects hit education too. Philosophy profs dissect it alongside Nietzsche, unpacking "Don't hang on, nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky" as a carpe diem kick. And the covers keep coming. Melanie Safka's folk take in 82 ads haunting harmonies, while metalheads like Acapella, wait no, that's a vocal group doing it a cappella in '95, stripping it to voices for chills. Pop culture quirks abound. In Japan, it's a staple in karaoke bars, where salarymen belt it after sake shots, turning existential into escapist. Even weirder, a 2010 stage adaptation in a fringe theatre twists it into a musical about climate change, with dust symbolizing pollution. Stretchy, but hey, art evolves. Kerry reflects in interviews that the song's success fueled his spiritual quest, leading to solo Christian rock albums, where he revisits themes without the nihilism. Impact on Kansas? It pigeonholed them as that dust band, but also bankrolled tours through the 80s slump. What if a rapper sampled it? Imagine Kanye dropping bars over that violin. All we do is dust in the wind, but my chain's eternal. Absurd yet fitting for a tune that's outlasted trends. Today it's soundtracks, memorials, weddings, ironic much, and even NASA montages of Mars rovers kicking up red dust.
Quirky aftermath?
A fan in 2015 tattoos the lyrics backwards so he reads them in mirrors, daily reminder of fleeting vanity.
This dust keeps swirling, proving Kansas nailed the human condition in 3 minutes flat. All right, you've stuck with me through this whirlwind tour of Kansas's accidental masterpiece, from finger cramps to forever fame.
If Dust in the Wind has you rethinking your Netflix queue or dusting off that old guitar, smash that like button like it's a prog solo gone wrong. Subscribe for more rock lore that bites back, and drop a comment. What's your most dust-worthy life regret?
Until next time, remember, hang loose, because nothing lasts but the replay button. Peace out, or whatever dust bunnies say.